Down with this sort of thing.
What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you my team ahead of game week 3. Starting off the video, we're first going to take a look at how the team got on in game week 2. As you can see on screen, we haven't actually finished. We've still got 3 players left. We've got Liverpool still to play Newcastle, so we have 3 players left to play, and we're currently sitting on 39 points with an extra 5 coming off the bench thanks to Palmer not starting and Pedro Porro getting a clean sheet. Pretty good game week in my opinion compared to some others. I think I'm on a green arrow by about 1 point, so I mean I'll take it. The overall rank is just inside 4 million, but it's still very early days, so we won't think too much about the overall rank. But some good stories to come out of game week 2. Obviously Dubravka and Estevao both returned with a clean sheet thanks to Burnley keeping out Sunderland. Chelsea played pretty well. Cucurella got an attack in return. I think he got an assist. João Pedro, obviously, fantastic game week. I think he's the second highest scoring player of the game week with 15 points. I'm a bit gutted I didn't put the vice captaincy armband on Porro, but I'm confident that Salah can get a good return tonight, hopefully against Newcastle, who are in a bit of a difficult situation. Obviously, Spurs kept out City, but Kudos unfortunately was not involved in any of the 2 goals for Spurs, which is very frustrating. He played okay, not as kind of attacking as I would have hoped, but he is a great fixture next week, so he'll be staying in the team. Obviously Devaney with Palace, again he was put in there because Konza was injured, and I just wanted to play him and have kind of him there and see how he could get on. Unfortunately he only returned with 2 points. He had a pretty bad week in my opinion. I think he had 1 good chance and he just did not convert it, so it was a frustrating watch. And then Watkins, which is probably the biggest issue in my team and the most frustrating player. Again, just another poor game week. Aston Villa just look really, really out of it. It's frustrating to see Watkins because he has been so consistent in FPL for so long, and yet he started off the first 2 weeks of this season just basically invisible. So he is one that I'm considering, moving on or moving out, but we'll get into that next. So as you can see on screen now, this is my team for game week 3. So starting off in nets, we have Kelleher with Sunderland away. Pretty good fixture for Brentford. Obviously Brentford had a very poor game week 1, but game week 2 they managed to keep a clean sheet. Sunderland also last week in game week 2 failed to score against Burnley, so I'm hoping that Brentford can do the same and keep them out. It was always going to be Keller this week because Dubravka, Man United away for Burnley. Obviously Man United in my opinion haven't been great the first 2 games, but I would just rather put Keller in nets and bank on Sunderland not being able to score. And then the back 3 is Cucurella, Virgil and Pedro Porro. 2 good fixtures with Cucurella having Fulham at home and Porro having Bournemouth at home. Obviously Liverpool are playing Arsenal at home in game week 3, so it's really not ideal. But again, Virgil is just such a monster, especially from corners and set pieces. He is really dangerous. He's always getting his head on the ball, so I'm happy enough to play him this week. I have no issues with that. Fulham at home for Chelsea should be a good fixture. It should be one where Chelsea look to kick on after their good performance in game week 2, so Cucurella is obviously going to be in the team. And then Porro, Bournemouth at home should be another easy win for Spurs. I'd like to see Porro get involved more in the attack. He did play well in game week 2 to be fair, and put in a few good crosses that weren't able to be converted. I'm expecting a clean sheet for Spurs in that one, but who knows. But it would be good to see him get a few attacking returns as well, because he has been looking dangerous. Then in the midfield we've gone for the 5 again, so we've gone Devaney, Kudos, Salah, Palmer and Wirtz. Obviously both the Liverpool players playing with Arsenal at home isn't ideal. At the end of the day, Liverpool are such a dangerous attacking team. Yes, playing Arsenal is by no means easy, but I definitely think it's a game where Liverpool can score and probably will score a couple. Could be like a 2-2 type game, because obviously Liverpool's defense hasn't been great. I have no other option because my bench is just not strong at all, but I'm happy enough to play Liverpool assets against Arsenal at home. I think their fixtures after that with Burnley, Everton and Crystal Palace are great, so let's just play them and see what happens. Palmer's in the team. He didn't even start in game week 2 against West Ham, came off with a groin injury out of training, so we'll have to monitor that and see what Maresca says at the press conference. It's really important that you pay attention to the press conferences of managers, because that's where you find out a lot of information about injuries. Obviously Maresca came out after the Chelsea game and said that Palmer had been struggling with this injury for a while, but we never heard prior to the deadline or in the previous weeks. But I'm sure we'll get a proper update during this week or before game week 3 at least on kind of the situation with Palmer, so that's definitely one to monitor. And then obviously Kudos as well, Bournemouth at home. I want to see attacking returns out of him. Spurs' fixtures are great over the next few games. They've got Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds. So, it's not really an issue I'm looking to sort out with Kudos. I expect him to get numerous returns in those 5 fixtures, and it would be great to see him do so against Bournemouth at home. And then the front 2 is obviously Watkins and Pedro. Again, Watkins, like I said earlier, it's a frustrating one. Crystal Palace at home, game week 3, and then they have Everton, Sunderland, Fulham and Burnley. And yeah, I've just seen nothing from him so far. It's frustrating because he has been so good and so reliable for so long, and yet we just haven't seen that. And I think part of it is just that Aston Villa have been really off the boil recently. They seem to be struggling. To be honest, I was considering moving Watkins out for Wood. Had Wood scored in game week 2, that would have kind of made that move slightly more likely, but Wood didn't return, so I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do because the fixtures are so good. I feel like it's one where you could knee-jerk and take Watkins out and then live to regret it with him getting a few returns in the upcoming fixtures that they have. But I am really kind of not sure as to how I'm going to go about it. But I will keep you updated on Twitter, so make sure to follow me on my Twitter at fplfatherted. And then João Pedro, great game last week, got basically a haul, so he did. He is a captaincy option for this for me this weekend. I think, Fulham at home is a fantastic fixture, and obviously if Palmer's out, he probably should be on penalties as well, I'd imagine, if Palmer's out. So yeah, he is definitely one I'm considering captaining. I feel like a lot of players are going to be bringing him in this week, and Chelsea have good fixtures as well. They have Fulham, Brentford, Man United and Brighton before they play Liverpool. So Pedro's going to be a player in my team and a starting player in my team for a considerable amount of time. Definitely one to consider captaining in this week. And then on the bench, obviously, we have Dubravka that I spoke about before. Konza first on the bench. Crystal Palace at home for Villa. Konza could very easily come in for Devaney with Aston Villa away. I like playing more attackers. I think the 3 at the back I have is strong. Do I think Crystal Palace could score? Yeah, I do. So I'm not really I'm not relying on Konza to get an attack in return because I think it's very, very unlikely. So that's why he is not first on the bench. He is a player I could consider moving out, but he's such great value and Aston Villa's fixtures are so good. As we get closer to the deadline, don't be surprised if Konza does come in and I play a 4-4-2. But as it stands, we're going for the 5 in midfield. And then we have Esteval and Mark Guéhi. Obviously, Mark Guéhi is frustrating. I think he's 4.5 million, but he's only got, 10 minutes in the last 2 game weeks for Sunderland. Brentford at home, he's 3rd on the bench. I have Keller in nets, obviously, so we'll be wanting to keep a clean sheet. I don't expect Guéhi to start or get many minutes. So yeah, he's 3rd on the bench with Esteval 2nd. So yeah, that's my team as it stands. In terms of transfer plans, I've already kind of spoken about the Watkins to Wood potential. It depends on Palmer. If Palmer's out for a considerable period of time until after the international break, then I may look to downgrade him, bring somebody else in, maybe a City asset, maybe a Fernandez, although we missed a penalty, maybe a Saka, although he's potentially injured as well. So it's hard to know what to do. I really hope Palmer plays, because if Palmer plays, he'll probably be my captain, and I just think it's a great game week for Chelsea. But we'll have to monitor that situation and see. Apart from that, I don't see many transfer moves at the minute. I have 2 free transfers, but I probably will roll again and then go from there. I think my team's pretty good on paper. There's only 2 players in my starting 11 that are playing away from home this week. So I mean, in my opinion, this team is strong. Obviously, Liverpool against Arsenal isn't ideal, but Liverpool are arguably the best team in the league. So you'd expect something out of that. So yeah, that's how my team stands at the minute. I will be going live before game week 3 deadline, so please do make sure to check that out. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button, and if you don't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 500 subs. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at fplfatherted. And let me know down in the comments below what you think of the team and what transfer plans you would consider if you were in my position. Also, let me know how your team's looking before game week 3. And yeah, thanks for watching and good luck this game week.